A new lawsuit is accusing the Charleston County School District and Harborview Elementary of failing to protect a student with autism from harm and discrimination. The lawsuit centers on an incident in August 2024 involving the student. According to the complaint, the student became upset and refused to complete classwork before staff forcibly restrained them. The family alleges the restraint caused bruising and led to the student to involuntarily soil themselves in front of classmates and staff. The lawsuit also claims the child's mother was not notified until she arrived to pick him up, and that staff failed to follow their individualized education program, which provides accommodations for their disability. The family is seeking damages, legal costs, and a jury trial. Now, CCSD says in a statement, quote, "We have not been yet served. Once service is made, the district will respond to the allegations."